So one of the biggest perks of the swivel seat is it creates this whole extra living space right here, especially when you partner it with this cool pivoting lagoon table that creates a whole extra workspace. This can go up and down. It can create an extra counter prep space. We're going to have a different video on lagoon tables, but really the biggest thing is you come into the van, now you're in, and now if someone's sitting over there, where do you go? You want to get to bed, but they have to move. They have to take the table down, stop what they're doing, whatever. We have a grumpy old man dog that could be sitting there and you don't want to dislodge him. So really it's this nice extra space that you can go should the van be lived in by any of its other inhabitants. All right, so you have a cool swivel seat. Now you need to use it. So what are some of the first steps? You won't want to be in your seat to do it. That just makes it all the more challenging. So your first step you're going to want to do is recline the seat a bit forward. This will make sure it doesn't hit your pillar or your cup holders as you swivel it around. Then find the handle that's located below the seat. It's red. Get the seat loose. Once it's loose, pull the seat forward and then start to rotate it, and it'll swivel all the way around. And then you can recline it back to where you want it. Slide it forward, slide it back, kind of wherever you want to leave it, and that's as easy as it is to swivel the seat. Now if you want to put it back, the same thing's true. You don't have to grab the handle though, because it's already loose. So you just kind of move it and then start swiveling it, and see, I didn't move it back, so now it's hitting the cup holders. So now I move it back, but now it's hitting this pillar. So that's why it's important to bend it forward and then throw it into place. And then when you swivel it back forward, just make sure it locks into place. It'll catch, you'll hear it click, and then it's done. Just a few things to note that complicate the swiveling of the seat is how much crap you actually stack on the back of this chair. So we've got this little thing here that has 3 pockets. We put our dog leashes and things in here and some Kleenex and stuff. And this, when it's just this, it swivels pretty well. But if we pile jackets and coats and sweaters and purses and whatever else on here, all those things kind of get caught on this pillar and the cup holders while you're trying to swivel it. So to have the most stress-free swivel experience and to make it easier on yourself, try to keep this area clean while you're swiveling. A couple other things to note is you can store stuff underneath the swivel seat. Well, depending on how much you store under there, that could also impact how well it swivels. Sometimes your shoes are sticking up through the bottom and get caught while you're trying to swivel. So also try to keep your shoes either cleanly stacked in there or take them out while you're trying to swivel, just so that you don't have any headaches when you're trying to spin or don't start chopping up your shoes. And that's all there really is to swiveling the seat. It can be really easy if you take the right steps and find the right technique, and you can make it really hard and frustrating if you kind of don't follow the right steps and just try to force it. So those are my tips and tricks for how to effortlessly use the swivel seat. So what are some reasons why you should do the swivel seat? An immediate place to sit in the van once you enter it. You can take off your shoes, especially if it's rainy or snowy or whatever, and you don't want to track all that through the van. You can hop in, you can shut the door, only leave a puddle right in your entryway, and then you can take everything off. And then from there, you can go into the van. Also, like, another perk is it's just an entire extra seating area in your van, and it's kind of free. Like, this passenger seat has to be here. It doesn't have to swivel, but it has to be here because it comes with the vehicle. I mean, I suppose you could remove it, but you know, it's already here. You might as well take advantage of the space. We use it as a whole other work area once we pair it with a lagoon table. Just about any van could benefit from having a swivel seat. I haven't seen any layout yet that a swivel seat wouldn't work in. It has been especially helpful for our layout to have the swivel seat because it helps us get unstuck. When you get in the van and someone's sitting in the regular bench seat, you know, the next place to sit is bed before the swivel seat. And so if someone's there, they have to move. If they're working, whatever, it's just kind of intrusive and in the way and annoying. So it's like this whole extra now space in the van to sit, to relax, and to spend time and not have to like dislodge your dog or your wife or partner or whatever out of your way to get into bed. Some layouts, it can be an amazing space saver or just way to create tons of extra space in your van. If you're thinking about designing your layout, we've got a couple friends with ProMasters that we've seen that actually designed their living space in the front of the van using the passenger and the driver's seat both on swivels, and then put like fold down tables or benches or whatever strategically placed with these two seats coupled with a bench so they could seat four, but they didn't actually use up any real space in the van because they were using space already tied up by things that couldn't move. Like, you can't get rid of the driver's seat, I mean, if you're planning on your van ever traveling anywhere. So the driver's seat has to be there. Same with your passenger seat. I mean, I've not seen anyone do a delete of the passenger seat to create extra space. It just wouldn't make sense. So why not capitalize on having that space and transforming it into usable seating area? I'd love to put a swivel in on the driver's seat just for an extra seating space, but I don't think it would make sense in our layout. Another perk of the swivel seat is it actually like raises the seat ever so slightly, and it creates a better gap underneath the seat, so you can pile shoes or some storage under there. We've seen people kind of put like a small locking safe that you can like cable to the seat frame, or you can, my wife likes to stuff a bunch of shoes under there. It's a nice like a little additional storage space that you can use. Well, for starters, don't be afraid of the installation. It is so easy. It's like 4 bolts, maybe 8. I mean, I don't really remember, but it was one of the easiest things that I've installed in this entire van build. And it was something that was an afterthought for us. We thought we didn't need it at first, and so we didn't do it. And so we installed it after the van was completely done, but it's just a piece of cake. It's just like taking the seat out and you put it back on. It was so easy. So don't be discouraged from putting a swivel seat in because you're scared of installing something. You built a whole van, or even if you didn't build your van and you bought it and it doesn't have a swivel seat, anybody can do this installation. In summary, the swivel creates an extra seat, living area, and adds storage. That covers our thoughts on the swivel. We hope you found this video helpful. Please stay tuned for more helpful van life videos, and thank you for watching.